Literally on the side of the road. I found this bench and it needs some TLC or go straight to the dumpster. Honestly, I had told my wife when I left the house that morning that I need a project. I got to get some sort of content out and I don't know what to do. Not 5 minutes later, drove up on this guy and it's a mess. Warped, water worn, sun beaten. It's going to be tough, but yeah, I dig it. This should be fun. So first things being first, we're going to tear this thing apart. And when I say tear, I mean carefully take pieces off, unscrew everything that I can possibly unscrew. And there's a lot. I wouldn't say this was an antique. It does look like it was manufactured pretty well. And I'm guessing that, it was part of a banquette with 2 benches and a corner piece. And through the dismantling and then sanding and putting it all back together, I kind of have to discover what this thing is going to be. We're building a pub-style room in our house, and it's called the Buffalo Room. And we need a little extra seating, so the bench will suit that, and maybe that corner piece can be an additional portion of the bench, something weird, but unique is fine. As you can see, lots of work to pull this thing apart carefully. I'm going to try to save every bit of it and utilize every bit that I possibly can and try to supplement with new wood as little as possible. So we'll see how it goes. Again, this is one of those woodworking projects where it's kind of a cool hobby to restore something. And it'll certainly make you appreciate starting something from scratch when you have good, clean wood that's, perfect size, nothing's warped, and we'll try to bang this thing together. As you can imagine, the majority of this project is going to be all about sanding. Sanding this, sanding that, sanding every surface I can possibly get to. A lot of this is planks glued together, and I tried once off camera to pull one apart and glue it back together, and that's really problematic. If you try to clamp it together, it's just not going to work. They're too far gone as far as the warp and whatnot, so that's just not possible in this case. So I'm going to sand it, and then I'm going to fill it in with wood dough as best I can and try to get this thing to an even surface. There will be no staining on this. I'm going to straight up paint it and kind of give it a finished painted look. My client, my wife, will pick out some color that we think fits in that well in that room, and it's just a process.
넌 티가 나 숨기려고 해도 너무 빛이 나 그런데 모르는 사람은 왜 너뿐이야 자신감을 가져 자신감을 가져 Girl won't you be yourself 걱정하지 말고 불안해하지 말고 Girl tell me love yourself.
So while I said I wasn't going to glue any major parts, I've got to go back and fix some of these things that are just not in good shape, and a little repair with wood glue and clamping is exactly what the doctor ordered. Not always easy because a lot of these pieces are rounded off and getting the clamps on is problematic, but it turns out nice, and where I could fix it, it worked well.
Say what?
Originally, the bench had an inner portion for the floor of that little compartment there was like a veneered thin plywood, and it was too far gone. So of course I'm going to find some of my milled cedar wood and drop it in there. Took a little fitting after I got all this thing glued up and clamped together, but you'll see they fit in there. Just had to take a little customizing and sneaking up on the right size, make sure they were snug, and they'll just lay on the top there. So I'm going to take advantage of the fact that you're into this video about 6 minutes and ask for your subscription and like. This is how I intend to make my living one day, is providing good content and useful content. So while we're watching this very satisfying portion of me trying to fit this thing back together, consider, if I've earned it, give me a like, a share, and maybe a subscribe. That would really make a huge difference, and it's how I can keep going with this content and make a difference, not only for myself, but hopefully for other hobbyists and woodworkers. So this is the portion where I had to go buy some extra wood, and with this whole project I was able to get away with one 8-foot 12 by 1 by 12, and it was mostly for the bench seat. The boards that were on the original bench seat, they were all broken apart. I could have glued them up and planed them, but they just would have taken way too much material away from it. So I figured it easier to just get a bench seat made from a solid piece of pine. And I did have to add one of the boards, as you can see here I'm cutting some of that, just to give it an end, have a little overlap on the front of it. Not a big deal. You get it in there, clamp it up, glue it up, and move forward. after a lot of trying to get this corner piece attached to the bench, it just felt weird. It didn't seem right, and I didn't have a way to really support the end that would have looked any way appropriate with that without building a whole other bench, and I was not going to do that, not for this project. So pull it off and sent a quick query to the family. What should I do? And my wife said, why don't you make it a standalone piece that I can put plants or tchotchkes on, and by golly, I can do that. I had some old hairpin legs from another project laying around and figured, let's see if we can make this work. It's gonna be weird. I'm just telling you right now, it's weird and it's unique, and I dig it. I'll let you be the judge. Let me get this thing put together and we'll see how it looks. And it would be remiss of me to not invite you to go ahead and give me your comments and thoughts of what you think I should do with it. Yeah, it's gonna be weird and different and strange, and that's what kind of attracts me to the whole idea of doing these sorts of projects. So give me an idea of what you think, how you think I finished it out, and no opinion at this point is a bad opinion.